and welcome to InnoVEX 2022 Pitch Contest Final. This year, we have startups from Brazil, Canada, France, Finland, Hong Kong, Israel, Italy, Japan, Taiwan, and USA joining us, focusing mainly in healthcare and biotech industries, followed by 5G and AI. InnoVEX Pitch Contest 2022 semifinals was held successfully on May 25th when we shortlisted 10 finalists out of a total of 25 teams, and they are all ready to compete once again for the grand prize. What an exciting moment to witness. Before we begin, let's see all our prizes for this year. And then the award ceremony will be held right after the finals. So please stay with us till the very end and to check out the winner with us together. We will be giving the grand prize SMEA award that worth 400,000 US dollars and a 1-year free offer of Taiwan Secretary's offices by the Small and Medium Enterprise Administration, Ministry of Economic Affairs. Also a free booth at InnoVEX 2023, along with the marketing campaign offering by InnoVEX organizer. Also, we have 10 special awards this year provided by our sponsors generously. That includes the Taiwan Startup Terrace Award, Qualcomm Innovation Award, and Taiwan Young Capital Innovation Award, as well as the KPMG Special Awards, right? What an exciting program. Now, let us introduce our judge panels. First, let us welcome our judge from Utah Online, Mr. Ron Heffernan, Managing Partner at Mountain Pacific Venture. Hello, Ron. Thank you for joining us. And then we have the Elliot Sun, venture partner at Iron Fire Ventures, who based in Silicon Valley. Hello, Elliot. Oh, sorry, we can't hear you. Hello, do you want to try again?
Sorry.
Okay, great.
I was on mute,
We can
hi,
hear you
everybody.
now. Hello, good afternoon. And then let us welcome Mr. Pinaki Sacker, the honorary technical consultant at TAIPEI Executive Group. Welcome. Thank you. And then we have Arthur Chen, the managing partner from BE Health Ventures. Welcome, Arthur. Lastly, our Chief Judge, Michelle Chu, the President and CEO of Industrial Technology Investment Corporation, ITIC. Welcome all our judges today. Now, without further ado, let us begin with our finals right away. Once again, a reminder, each team will be given 5 minutes to pitch. And for our contestants online, remember, there will be a bell ring when there's a minute to go. And when the time is up, there will be another bell ring. And then you have to stop immediately to ensure a smooth pitches for everyone later. And for our contestant on site, we will have the staff holding up the reminder signboard to remind you at 1 minute and also when the time is up. Thereafter, we'll move on to the Q&A session where the judges simply you have to take note on all the questions raised by the judges and then to answer them all at once within 3 minutes. All right, let us begin. Let us welcome our first team, Sanolla, an Israeli startup developing medical diagnosis and patient monitoring solutions using patented AI-based infrasound auscultation technology. Let us welcome Sanolla. Sanolla, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you. Good afternoon, InnoVEX. My name is Jacob Bridger. I'm the Vice President of Business Development for Sanolla, and we are changing the world of auscultation. Auscultation is listening to the body's sounds through stethoscope-type devices using infrasound and artificial intelligence. We are focusing first on cardiopulmonary diseases, because these diseases are the most prevalent in the healthcare system. This is the reason that people end up in hospitals. This is the reason that people end up dying. The impact on the healthcare system, treating cardiopulmonary diseases and their exacerbations, the worsening of their conditions, is a huge, huge burden on the healthcare system. And we are trying to find ways to ease that burden for millions and millions of patients around the world. Since we are an Israeli startup, of course, we're going to do this using some new kind of technology. We found research that was done several years ago that did a mapping of the body's sounds, the sounds that the body produces. And it turns out that the bulk of the sounds that the body produces lie in a frequency range called infrasound below 30 hertz that is simply impossible for the human ear to hear. So for the past 200 years that physicians have been doing auscultation, they have been limited to the restricted frequency range outside of the box. As an example of the power of infrasound, take a look here at these two phonocardiograms. This is a sound mapping of the heart beating. You can see the heart sounds, lub-dub, lub-dub, lub-dub. So this above us from the line that says echo, this is a very prevalent digital stethoscope on the market. However, if you look at Sanolla, that was taking a reading from the exact same subject, you see there's a lot more information, specifically heart sounds S3 and S4, which are crucial in the detection of heart failure and heart attacks, appear in the infrasound, completely hidden in the audible, but they appear in the infrasound. And when we apply this to clinical studies, we find that using the Vox infrasound aware AI stethoscope, we get 93% accuracy in detecting diseases, heart diseases like aortic stenosis, compared to 43% using a regular stethoscope. And the same for pneumonia, 90% accuracy is detecting pneumonia using the infrasound and the artificial intelligence, compared to 55% using a standard stethoscope. We are bringing this revolutionary and patented technology to market in two products. The first is the Vox stethoscope, which is for physicians, emergency workers, and nurses. And the second is the Pixie, which is a home monitoring device that patients use at home in order to catch the worsening in their chronic conditions of COPD, heart failure, and asthma. The market is huge. The market for the Pixie, we estimate at nearly $500 billion because there are just so many chronic patients with COPD, heart failure, and asthma around the world. The Pixie is in line with the reimbursement strategies in countries, specifically in the United States. The reimbursement codes are already in place. The Vox stethoscope also has a huge market, nearly $20 billion. And it is appropriate for doctors, nurses, and emergency workers all over the world. Both products are sold with upfront fee and then licenses for artificial intelligence algorithms and software as a service payments for connectivity. Sanolla was founded by Dr. Devon Adler, a PhD from the Technion in physics and electrical engineering. He founded and created the Given Imaging pill camera, and he went on to found his own company called Cbeyond, which did urology endoscopic imaging. He had a very successful exit, being sold to Olympus Medical, and now he's yet again trying to. He's made another interesting startup called Sanolla, which he has been doing for the past 6 years. As far as Taiwan goes, we are very, very interested in Taiwan. We are looking for OEM or distribution partners who can distribute Sanolla products and or manufacture them under license. Investments, of course, would always be welcome. Clinical studies for the Asian market. We see Taiwan as a launchpad for the Asian market. Thank you very much for your attention.
All right, thank you so much, Jacob, for your wonderful presentation. Now let's see if our judges have any feedbacks or anything to say. All right, so we can take a few questions from the judges. You just simply raise your hand before you ask the question. So how about we take one from Ron? Ron, please.
Great presentation. Really like your device. I've actually saw in your literature you referenced Steffi as one of the competition. We actually did a little work with them. And one of the big challenges was actually developing the AI piece of it. How far along are you with the AI and actually diagnosing problems? And then my second question is, it sounds like you're on the market. How are sales going? When did you reach the market and where are you at with sales? Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Let's take another one on site here in Taipei from Michelle.
Yes, can you talk a little bit about your go-to-market strategy for your PC product? And specifically, can you talk a little bit about the indication for use for Pixie to, for example, diagnosis of aortic stenosis or other indications? And is it going to be a PMA device because there's not seem to be any predicate, or what's your regulatory strategy?
All right, thank you, Michelle. Let's take another one first from Elliot. Elliot, please.
So along the lines of kind of the AI that's involved here, I'm curious to hear more about how far along the development is there, how you're getting the data to train the algorithm, and then accuracy. You know, how are you measuring success from an accuracy perspective? Because I think with a technology like this, accuracy is incredibly important. So I'm very curious about how you're measuring that and kind of what the thresholds are there.
All right, Jacob, we have another one for you. Sorry, another two. So we'll take one from Pinaki first.
My question is that product already out? Number one. Number two, do we have any data? What uniqueness does it bring, or what the accuracy does it bring?
Okay, thank you. And then let's see what other has.
I was wondering if your business model can also, collaborate with other pharmas to make like digital therapeutics, more like that. Also, in terms of your reimbursement strategy, you know that FDA just launched a program called New Technology Aids on Payment, or remote therapeutic monitoring. So could you also say more about your reimbursement strategy? How could we leverage these programs?
All right, Jacob, you have 3 minutes now to address all these questions. Please, if you're ready.
Thank you. Thank you very much. 3 minutes and a lot of questions. Okay, Ron. As far as sales, we just received regulatory approvals in the United States and in Israel. We're arranging our sales networks right now. We believe in the United States we're looking at a product launch around August, and in Israel probably in the next month or so. As far as the AI goes, we're going to be bringing to market the first algorithms will be related to detection of aortic stenosis and normal and abnormal lung sounds. Why aortic stenosis out of all the diseases that are on the market? And this goes to the last question about the business model working with pharmaceutical companies and therapeutic companies, because there is a therapeutic company out there that is very interested in detecting aortic stenosis. Aortic stenosis is underdetected by a factor of 80%, and therefore they're interested in having a device out in the market that can do AI detection of aortic stenosis, and thereby enlarge their possible market. So I think I've answered the 2 questions there. Michelle, so the go-to-market strategy, I have the slide up here. We have 3 vectors in going to market. One is through licensing deals with the Hillroms and the Reesters and the ADCs and other medical device stethoscope clinical equipment people that are out there. The second is what I mentioned about the therapeutic companies, the Edwards of the world, the Johnson & Johnsons, the Medtronics, the Abbotts, the Boston Scientifics, the pharmaceutical companies, Bayer, who have medicines, for example, for heart failure. That is another one. And the third, of course, is through the payers and the providers that because of the better service and the greater efficiencies of the product provides. This is the go-to-market, and we also believe this will also be our exit strategy, that eventually one of these companies will acquire us. As far as the indications for use, every AI algorithm has its indications for use. For example, with aortic stenosis, the indications for use is the detection of mild and severe aortic stenosis, and this is also in the presence of cohorts having other heart valve diseases. Okay, so that's an example. Every AI algorithm will have its specific indications for use. The accuracy is the weighted average between sensitivity and specificity. So typically our algorithms are in the 90%. With the aortic stenosis, we're doing a bit better. We have the validation going on right now at the Mayo Clinic, a precursor to our FDA submission for that. But typically that is how we do it. We use accuracy, which takes into account both the sensitivity and the specificity as a weighted average. Is the product out? I answered that. Data accuracy, I answered that. I think I answered all the questions. Thank you very much.
All right, Jacob, what an amazing sharing and explanation. And thank you so much once again. And we look forward to more useful adoption of Sanolla in the future. Thank you. All right, up next, I would like to welcome our second team, IRegained, a Canadian startup, specializes in healthcare and biotech, right? They are trying to help the M-stroke survivors in rehab and physiotherapy. Hello, IRegained, are you with us?
We are.
All right, remember to share your presentation, and you may begin when you are ready.
Does this look good?
The presentation looks good, and we can see you really clearly.
Perfect. If I look sleepy, it's because I am. It's about 1:45 a.m. in our time. Thank you all so much for this wonderful opportunity. Let me start my presentation. I'm Vineet Johnson, founder and CEO of IRegained. I'm a physiotherapist and a neuroscientist by training. When someone gets a stroke, a part of the brain is damaged, and as a result, their hand function is compromised. There's nothing wrong with the hand, but the connection from the brain to the hand is lost. We at IRegained use advanced engineering, advanced technology, and deep neuroscience research to help restore hand function through a process called neuroplasticity. This is a large problem. More than 850,000 people get a stroke in Canada and the US. More than 10 million people get a stroke in the APAC region. 70% of these individuals have varying level of hand function paralysis. There is no effective intervention, and they're forced to live with their disability for the rest of their life. That's the problem we are trying to solve. APAC, the Taiwan market, provides us with a gateway to the APAC market. And that's a target population of more than 87 million individuals. Our solution is the MyHand system. What you see on the left is the smart device. And to use the smart device, individuals put their fingers into the slots, and they use the feedback provided in the tablet to help with their exercise program. The feedback that they receive is based on the applications. And these applications are focused on specific hand function training, like holding a coffee mug, holding a plate of food, or holding a pen. They can either do it as an exercise or use the games associated with each of these protocols to help with the rehabilitation. Each of these devices are telemedicine enabled for both remote patient monitoring and remote patient supervision. So the market opportunity that this presents us on a global scale is $17 billion. In North America, it's about $7 billion. Over the next 4 years, IRegained's first goal is to acquire 500 of these clients, which presents us with a business opportunity of $50 million. So our early clinical validation results comes from 8 patients over 18 one-hour sessions in a 6-week period. These are patients who worked on the device over 6 weeks. And as you can see, from pre-therapy to post-therapy, the muscle activity and the brain control signals significantly improved and stayed for the duration of the task. Not only that, their functional abilities improved as well, more than 20 and 28% in the 2 different objective scales. 4 of these individuals were able to write for the first time. 1 of them was able to play the accordion for the first time. 1 of them even went back to work as a result of the therapy. From a competitive landscape, there are 4 different categories of competitive landscape. The first and second, the passive devices and FES, they're more like a crutch. Once you stop using them, there's no benefits to them. VR or virtual rehab does not operate in this space because of the complexity of the nature of the task. The 4th category is the robotic systems. These are complex, cost prohibitive, upwards of $250,000 US. And most importantly, they provide inconsistent outcomes. For a fraction of the cost, IRegained MyHand system provides a consistent outcome. It's easy to use, does not require supervision. It's portable so patient can take it home and use it in the comfort of their home. From an IP and regulatory point of view, it presents us with a strong IP, a high competitive barrier. From a regulatory point of view, it's a class 1 in US, Canada, EU, and Taiwan. Our customer adoption plan goes with clinical adoption, clinical commercialization, and clinical validation process in Canada and abroad. In Taipei, we have collaboration with Taipei Medical University Hospital for research purposes, and LOI with distribution partnership with Wistron Medical Technology in Taipei. Our business model indicates hardware revenues 40% from hardware, 55% from SaaS, and that's based on 3 years post-launch, which presents us with a sustainable high-growth business model. Our financial projections indicate we will be break even by end of year 2, net margins 50% or greater by year 5, revenues 50+ million by year 5. We have a very, very strong, well-accomplished management team with 150+ years of collective experience. Our current round is a $1 million round focused on clinical validation, customer discovery, and regulatory registrations. Our round next year, Q1 of 2023, is 5 million raise.
Yes, I think we are running out of time here.
All right, thank you, Vinny.
Wonderful opportunity.
Thank you. You look great. Don't worry. And let's see what our judges have to say. Okay, let's start from Michelle, please.
Yes, can you comment a little bit about your exit strategy? How will you invest the profit from the investment?
Okay, and then we have take another one from Ron. Ron, please.
Great presentation, thank you. I'm very familiar with the DME space in the United States, and it's a tough space to crack. There's a lot of fraud that goes on. Have you looked at what the billing codes are? This seems like an E-code and a reimbursement. And are you familiar with the reimbursement on this in the US?
All right, I think those are the two questions for you, Vineet. Please go ahead. Oh, sorry, let's take another one from Elliot.
Yeah, sorry, last second question here. So I think I saw on the financial projection slide that you were projecting net margins of greater than 50% in year 5, and then I was curious about, understanding there's a hardware component and then also a SaaS component in your business. Kind of aiming for 50% seems to me a little bit low. So I'm curious about how you're thinking about net margin and maybe what are some ways that you can increase the baseline there. So curious of your thoughts on that.
All right, did I see another hand raised from Ron? Ron, is there anything else you would like to elaborate on?
If I could expand on that question, actually, looking at the slide quickly, it looked like the device cost $8,000. Is that right?
Yes, you're correct.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Vineet and colleague, now you
I will take the exit strategy first.
Okay, please.
From an exit strategy point of view, in the last 1 year, 3 companies in the space got acquired, 2 of them by a company called BioVentus, and 1 of them by a company called Tidal Motion. So the most probable option is getting acquired by a company. The second option is going IPO. Regardless of either, there are very strong value propositions in either of those cases. Amir, could I request you to take the CPT option, please?
Yeah, so on the reimbursement side of things, our go-to-market strategy for the US market is to go with clinics, rehabilitation hospitals, basically B2B. And in that scenario, there is existing CPT codes at present for providing therapy as well as assessments on the patients by PTs and OTs. So our system will fit in the existing workflow without having to add a new CPT code. So that way, the reimbursement pathway for providing service to our system is clear. After that, for the device reimbursement itself, there are existing HCPCS codes. The DME pathway would be in phase 2, where we will partner with DME suppliers, distributors of DME equipment, and so forth, to explore the exact DME code. Right now, our understanding is there is a 1399 miscellaneous DME code under which we could fit. But again, like I said, the market path is first with B2B.
Samir, could you also take the revenues question? Why are we 50% plus by year 5? And I'll follow up to add anything you miss out.
Yeah. So the way our system will work is it's a connected system. It's already cloud connected as an IoMT platform. So we have the ability to bill on a per procedure basis or a per patient basis or a per clinician basis. All of the modalities are available. So essentially, the application, which includes the protocols and the games, can be monetized. And once the software is deployed in the system, there is very little cost on our end, except for the small little cost to pay for the platform and maintain the software and serviceability. That's why the margins are significantly higher on the SaaS side. And as we grow, the same deployed base could generate recurring revenues. The same device can generate recurring revenues on the SaaS side of things, which will significantly increase the margins, offsetting any margin losses will incur due to sales commissions or distribution expenses and so forth. That is why you'll see as the SaaS model grows, our margins will significantly grow. Now, just to talk of some numbers, you're right. The gross margins on the device side right now are around 75% based on existing cost of goods sold, and the software side would be much higher as it grows, like around 90%. So that's why that margin.
All
Did we
right.
answer your questions adequately?
Thank you so much, Vinay, and thank you for your wonderful sharing. We will look forward to
Thank you
more
all so much. We want
useful.
every patient,
Thank you.
every
Application of my
investor,
hand.
every
Thank you
client
all.
to
Now
say,
let's
I
move back
appreciate.
to our
Thank you all.
stage in Taipei. I would like to welcome our next startup, AIPLUX Technology next, coming to the stage. A Taiwanese AI startup focusing on legal tech, and you may begin when you are ready.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Vincent from AIPLUX. We are a legal tech company making intellectual property protection available for everyone. So, have you filed for trademark or other IP protections? If so, you know that when it comes to cross-border filing, it's always so expensive and slow. Well, that's due to the language barrier and local regulations. The problem is, this kind of high cost deter a lot of companies from getting the protections they need. And according to the data from WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization, the domestic trademark filing in the world from 2008 to 2018 grows like 4 times high. But at the same time, the foreign application, the cross-border filing, remain mostly the same. And the differences between the two numbers cause a $50 billion loss every year in the world. And 90% of them happens in Asia. That's infringement. Okay, so the market size of the issue we are pursuing in Taiwan alone is $1 billion, and we are pursuing the global IP market of 71 billion. So what we are doing today is to help those SMEs and startups to go global more smoothly and with protection. And how we are doing it is to convert the traditional consulting process to a more lightweighted, available, affordable online process. So this is our first product, AIPLUX LOFA. AIPLUX LOFA is an online platform for cross-border trademark protection. It features NLP recommendations, risk assessment system, and trademark search engine. So anyone with a platform can file for their foreign trademark in just 5 minutes, like in China, Taiwan, in the US, etc., and save 90% of the service fees and tons of times. And we are glad that more than a dozen of visitors and exhibitors of InnoVEX and Computex show in the past 4 days have filed with us. And this is our IP management platform. You can see, well, it's a management platform. So can you imagine that until today, most of the companies are still managing their IP assets with Excel spreadsheets and hard copy folders. What's worse is the situation is the same for those IP firms. They just have more folders and more spreadsheets for their clients. So in this way, they are very hard to share information, co-working, remote work, or analyze their IP assets. So understanding how painful this is, we are now working with 7 IP firms to digitalize their workflow. Well, these 7 firms have something in common. They are all in the business for decades, and they have hundreds of clients and thousands of IP under management, and they are all suffering from managing these many IPs. So our platform for them is really a relief, and they can really lower their labor cost. Okay, so on top of the platform itself, we are also using API to collaborate with other B2B SaaS and to promote our IP protections. So now in our ecosystem, we have direct users, and we license our platform to IP firms, and we have API partners like accounting SaaS and trademark design tools online. So this allows us to have different sources of incomes. Okay, so we are not the only one that is making IP productions online, but we are the only one that is really dedicating to cross-border filing, AI tools, and the ecosystem. Until now, okay, more than 1,000 brands from 14 different countries have filed with AIPLUX LOFA. And thanks to our filing tools, we can maintain a 95% of the application approval rate, while the average is around 85%. Okay, so these are some of our clients, and we're now one of the top 5 trademark filing agents in Taiwan, and looking forward to surpass Lee & Lee, the law firm, by the end of this year on the trademark filing aspect. Okay, so this is our founding team. Our founder, Alfred Wood, is a serial entrepreneur with IPO experience, and he's an IP veteran with experience of more than 20 years. So if you are interested in our platform or our ecosystem, welcome to contact us. Thank you.
Thank you, Vincent, for your wonderful sharing. Thank you. And let's see. Okay, let's take a question from Pinaki.
How different your software is, than the standard ERP software that we have in market?
All right, let's take another one from Elliot. Elliot, please.
What's your business model today? How do you charge for the product? And then also generally from a go-to-market customer acquisition perspective, how do you get more customers?
Thank you, Elliot. Does Michelle? Okay, okay. So Vincent, so these are the questions for you. You may begin.
Okay, thank you. So for the first question, we have the differences between our software is that we do cross-border filings, and we have AI tools for them. The goal for our company is to allow everyone to understand IP and allow them to do it themselves. So comparing to the existing services, online services, they mostly are still the website to receive cases for the IP firms. So they don't really want you to do it yourself, or they don't really want you to understand. They just want you to hand the cases to them. But what we are doing is we are making tools, and we are making platform for everyone to have a chance to do it themselves. So that way, more SMEs and more startups can do it by themselves. Not like until today, when we go to a startup show or exhibition, 10 teams are presenting on the stage, and 6 of them don't have IP protections or don't have trademark protections. That's the issue we are dealing with. So that's the differences we want to make. And for the second one, the business model, what we cost subscription fee for the licensing for the IP firms, and we cost case by case. Okay, I have this. So for the direct users, we charge case by case, and we now have freemium on brand monitoring and the management platform for direct users. And for API partners, we also charge per API use, but they can charge the price they want, and we charge the flat price for them. Okay, and for the go-to-market strategy, until today, we get our clients mostly from Google Ads and other ad platform. And when we are going to the market abroad, we would like to use the API partnerships with other B2C SaaS. Like we actually are the trademark design tools we mentioned before is a company that is located in Ukraine, and they are now having some trouble, but sadly I have to say they are still alive, so that they say they have friends died in the war. But we are now working with a Ukraine company to try to make global usage of our API. So that would be the important part for our go-to-market strategy. I hope that answered the question. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Vincent. Thank you once again. Please return to your seats. Thank you. All right, so we have another team right here in Taipei with us. Let us welcome Charco Science to go onto the stage, who specializes in smart agriculture and food tech by applying eco-friendly solutions for agricultural supply chain that promote sustainability. Please begin when you're ready.
Hi everyone, I'm Nate from Charco. We are experts of quality agriculture. First, thanks for the judge panels that to having your notice of this Taiwan's food and agricultural issue. This not that fancy but critical issue. Taiwan's gross production value of fruit and vegetable is about 600 billion. However, the scrap part is up to 130 billion. Extreme climate destroys production and makes higher scrap rates. And in the past 2 years, COVID-19 situation interfere produce selling because it's not electronic product, produce decay with time. And people use pesticides, however, everyone knows that it's harmful to beings, creatures, and also environments. And if you keep using it, it will create pesticide resistance eventually. And according to the past 5 years data, you can see that the produce amount and productive value keep dropping a lot. That means pesticide didn't work anymore. Besides, for some issues like physiological disease, there's no solution in any country, but not in Taiwan. We invented a natural coating. We recycle the peels and seeds of fruits and extract the plant essential oil, combine it with carbon nanopowder and Melix formula. This product can inhibit enzyme in fruits and prevent oxygen diffusion and also dehydration, and it competes with spore to prevent adhesion and growth on fruit surface. We can control the fruit respiration rate, and with treatment, we can maintain more solid, stronger pulp cell after a period of storage. In brief summary, our formula is purely organic and requires only simple operation. Comparing traditional pesticides and chemicals and biologics, our formula is more multifunctional, safe, and eco-friendly. And we are worldwide first solution to physiological disease with competitive price and no limitation of usage. After lab experiment, we went to customer site for field test, and we proved that we can enhance the yield from 60 to 90%. And this 30% yield enhancement can bring farmers up to 2.5 million revenue. Regarding that excellent performance, we gave up traditional business model, meaning we didn't sell our formula directly to farmers. Instead, we provide the formula free to them, and we have a contract with farmers to share their profits, or we purchase their produce and sell it in our own channels. This is our brand new revenue stream, and we take part of our profit to have more profound cooperation with those groups. So based on that brand new business model, we will achieve 2.5 million by end of this year, and later on we will try to expand our business domain to serve more farmers, engage more contracts, and by end of 2025, we will achieve 60 million. Charco was started from 2018, and during the past few years, we focused on R&D, field tests, and promotion of this formula. And recently, we got the government's authorization, meaning this formula is officially commercialized. And our next step is focused on the pain point of produce selling. Dehydration, over-ripening, fungal disease, they are all headache for produce supply chain. After fine-tuning of our formula, we can extend 2 to 3 times shelf life of the produce. So our ultimate goal is combining pre-harvest and post-harvest application and help our customers, farmers, to develop quality agriculture and lead them to high-profit markets like a tourist ultra overseas market. And our goal is together with them to make sustainable agriculture, because everyone knows that global trend of agriculture is to reduce the chemicals and maintain and secure the environment. So I believe that our project will be successful. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Nate. Let's see what our judges have to say. Let's have one from Elliot first. Sorry, Elliot, you have to turn on the volume. Thanks.
Sorry. It looks like you've already been on the market a little bit, so I'm curious what your revenue looks like today. And then second question I have is it's more of a hypothetical question. If you accomplish your mission and you do really well in what you do and make everything last longer, does that put a lot of pressure actually on the farmers because they can't sell as much volume in their agriculture? So I'm curious what your thoughts are on that.
Sorry, I don't understand the second question. Could you?
The second question is, since your mission is to prevent scraps and then essentially enable the produce to last longer and make it have longer shelf life. And I'm curious, if you accomplish your mission and you do really well, does that put a lot of downstream pressure on the farmers themselves because they can't sell as much agriculture in volume because it's lasting for longer?
Okay, thank you, Elliot. Okay, I see a hand raised with Ron. Ron, please.
Oh, okay. About the first question.
Sorry. We have another question from Ron.
Sorry.
Ron,
Sorry.
please.
Can you tell me a little bit about your patent protection or your formula? Are you using a secret formula, or do you actually have this patent protected? And if you are just using a secret formula, how do you protect that if once the word starts getting out with these essential oils?
Okay, I see a hand raised with Pinaki. Pinaki, please.
You mentioned you will reach out to farmers to promote your product. So how viable is that? How will you scale up your business if you reach out to farmers?
Okay, thank you. And other?
Yep, same question here. I'm quite impressed by your, innovative technology, especially with the carbon nano powder technology. You increase the, the yield enhancements by 30%. Then with that, you start to create new business models, kind of working with the farmers to do the profit sharing and so on. So I'm curious with this specific structure, especially you are going to go global, right? Go overseas. Can this be, expandable or scalable with the similar, contracts?
Okay.
Okay, Nate, you can address these queries.
Okay. First of all, how to scale up this business model? Let's say, I give you some example. At the beginning of this year, we have a co-worker with strawberry farmers and also peach farmers, and we found that our formula not only make the shelf life longer, but we prevent the disease when they grow this crop, when they grow this produce in the field. So we reduce the scrap rate not only because we extend the shelf life, but also we keep that. And once they get that fruit out, post-harvest, they found that our fruit after treatment, it can be stored longer. It can resist any force to harm it. Meaning, we can take that strawberry to overseas market. It can endure the transportation more. It will be more stable. So this can be. That's why I said we can not only keep the good fruit in Taiwan, but also we can sell it to overseas. Before, this is impossible. Peach, strawberry, they are very delicate produce. And our current revenue until now, this year, is about 100 million New Taiwan dollars. And we keep going. And okay, the formula actually is quite secret because the know-how is how to have a surface treatment for the carbon nano powder and make it effectively combine with the plant essential oil to enhance the effect on the fruit. Because all those essential oil is volatile. So how to make it maintain on the produce, on the fruit longer is our know-how. So we didn't make any patent because once we make a patent, meaning we need to disclose it. So we are not that, yeah, we have some strategy to keep our secret. And, right? Okay, and last question. When we keep the fruit longer, will it damage the farmer's selling? No, actually it's not. Because we protect from pre-harvest to post-harvest, and we only target high profit produce. Not every fruit, not every crop is suitable for this, suitable to cooperate with us. We choose customers. And how to scale up rapidly? We don't go to farmers one by one. We know how we call it distributor. They have a group. So we just focus on let's say, farmer's head. And then once we verify it, then that will be spread quickly. So I hope I answer every question.
Michelle?
Yes, I just want to quickly clarify whether your revenue to date is 1 million NT dollars or 100 million NT dollars.
And 100 million, 1 million NT dollars.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, is that all you have to say, Nate?
Yep.
Okay, thank you so much
Thank you.
for your interesting sharing, and we look forward to this innovative creation for more production. All right, up next, let's do a switch in the industries to security and cybersecurity. Let us welcome CHELPIS onto the stage, also a startup from Taiwan that work through blockchain, cryptocurrency, IoT cryptography. And you may begin when you are ready.
Cryptography, the key word of CHELPIS. We are CHELPIS. It's very good, our honor to be here. We are founded in 2017. My members are from NTU Crypto Lab. We are security experts. It's a real world. The cyber attack is happening anytime, anywhere. It's our vision. We use cryptography to build a secure digital world. How we can make it? Actually, we have very good relationship with the global entrepreneurs and the security cryptographers, and we co-work together to build up the crypto ecosystem. Our angel investor, Mr. Gao, fully support our visions, and our team, all security experts. We have very good experience about the new business development. I'm CSO, it's my third startup. It's a very good news. The new cryptography is on the way. The NIST will announce the first round algorithm in this Q4, and all will be announced in next year. The post-quantum cryptography, the PQC, will be the superstar. Actually, we co-work with the ARM and the Syndicate together to accelerate the PQC algorithm. We would like to be the top 10 cryptography service providers based on the Zero Trust architecture. The Zero Trust architecture is from NIST too, and the White House just released the MOU to push all departments to comply with the Zero Trust architecture. CHELPIS, to build up an institutional security framework, we provide the certified hardware components and the solutions to secure applications, including the blockchain, the threat intelligence, and the security management centers as well. Just as I mentioned, and the Gartner studies, the Zero Trust will replace VPN sooner or later. ELTA, the next generation secure network. Compared with VPN, ELTA is more secure, better performance, and very convenient. ELTA so far is on board, especially for the customer work from home security connections. The next gen ELTA PQ Link will be released this year, and it's a plug and play adapter with no aging software required. We co-work with Qualcomm, and ELTA can upgrade to the hardware security level. Qualcomm shares us a lot of the technical support, And CHELPIS tried to migrate the quantum safe algorithm to the ARM trust zone and based on the hardware crypto engine. It's a very classical zero trust architecture. ELTA is a very good solution to defense lots of the threats, something like the man in the middle, the DDoS in their servers, and the sniffings or the lateral movement as well. ELTA is very easy to adapt to secure server-to-server or client-to-server connections. Actually, it's also a very good mitigation for the OAuth top 10 attacks. Compared with the zero trust products, ELTA can provide not only the SaaS, we all prefer to co-work with our partner based on the technical bundle models. We can help our partner to go secure more easy. ELTA can be easy to adopt in legacy environments. We do believe the OT and the critical infrastructure is the next blue oceans market. Based on the GMI forecast, it might be more than $10 billion in 2026. Actually, security is very complex. We have to work together. Partnership will be the key to build our security digital world. We serve our partner with their security communication and the sensitive data, such as the monitoring centers and the command center for C5ISR. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason, for your sharing. Let's see. Okay, I see Michelle, please.
Yes, can you comment a little bit about your go-to-market strategy and specifically which vertical do you plan to go after first and who are the partners you plan to engage?
Okay, another question from Elliot. Remember to turn on your volume, please.
Sorry.
Right.
Two questions for me. One also along the lines of the go-to-market strategy. Who are you actually selling to so other than the industry verticals, who are you actually selling to within the organization?
Yep.
How are you thinking about like what security groups to sell to? And then my second question is the zero trust network access space in general is quite mature. There's a lot of players in ZTNA. I'm curious about how you're going to differentiate, either from a go-to-market standpoint or from a technology standpoint.
Thank you.
Okay, Arthur, please.
Yep. Since the market is quite competitive in this field, I'm curious how to visualize the best success of your companies, and to start from here, what's the major milestone to achieve, to overcome? Thank you.
Okay, Jason, I think these are the questions for you. Please.
Yeah, thanks for your question. Actually, we are a startup company, and in my experience, we have to, from scratch, to go to a new security market. The go-to-market strategy will be the technical bundles, especially for the technical-oriented, and it should be more security-concerned products or units, something like the militaries or OT critical infrastructure, and the smart factories or the gas oil power station as well. And actually, they have existing player in that kind of the territory. We have to co-work with our especially the critical partner, something like the Qualcomm or our investor, the IMEI, the angel investor. He have very good relationship and to help us to reach kind of the key player. And our business model, it will be more something like to have the license or the stock options with them to co-work together. If we find out bigger or good opportunities, we either can endorse these kinds of cooperation, we can join venture together. Actually, just like you mentioned about that, the zero trust is very competitive in this stage. And what's our differentiations for this market? Our competitive is the quantum safe, especially for the coming the NIST approval algorithms. We almost ready to meet the kinds of the new standards, and we can imagine that when the new crypto standard, something like the AES in 2000, it will be an earthquake for some security service or products, and very sensitive domain, something like the payment or military or government. It will be a booming market for us. I think the picture in my imaginations, CHELPIS will focus on cryptography, and we are technical-oriented company, but we have very high valuation for our investor and for our partner. So I think maybe acquisition might be
I think we are running out of time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jason. Okay, thank you for your solution of aorta. Thank you. Please return to your seats with care. All right, up next, I would like to invite Hyson Technology, also a startup from Taiwan, specializes in smart agriculture and food tech, especially aquaculture, by using AI and IoT applications. All right, you can begin.
Hi everyone, my name is Weizhen Lian from Hyson Tech. Today I will present you Farm a Better Fish AIoT aquaculture management system. This system can help you to automate and scale up your aquaculture business. So how does this system do? Let's talk from the aquaculture industry. Aquaculture is different from other industry. Fish and shrimps are underwater, so it's naturally hard to see, hard to monitor, and even harder to measure and control fish growth status. Therefore, it is very difficult to scale up production and need high labor cost for fishermen to manage risk. To address this problem, we built a Farm a Better Fish system. With this system, fishermen can use their mobile phone to check fish status anytime, anywhere. This system has artificial intelligence to auto-monitor fish status, measure fish size, auto-control feeding, and also auto-analysis the fish growth chain. Besides, the in-pond water quality and the near-pond environment are also under surveillance. You can check this. This is the water quality monitor. At the fish pond, we use underwater camera together with portable IoT analyzer to capture the underwater image and then transfer the image to the cloud for AI analysis. Then fishermen can check the fish status from their mobile phone. This system can also integrate with water quality detector and auto feeder for precise feeding. Our AI technology will defrag the underwater image and do the color restoration for the fish details, so that both human and AI can see more clear and more fish details. So we can achieve high precision measure and control. Here, we can see many fishermen are using our system at their inland pond. For example, quantify the effect of the probiotic, select breeding fish, and calculate the feed conversion rate. Not only the inland pond, we also applied our system to the sea cage farm. With our system, they can real-time check, measure, and adjust the feeding through our system on board, and no need to do manual check anymore. Farm a Better Fish system is a total solution to monitor fish status, in-pond water quality, and the near-pond environment. We also support to integrate with third-party sensors. This system can help our customer to save labor cost, manage risk, and also make more money. You can scan this QR code to watch layer sharing. Our customer can buy the entire system or just the selected module according to their requirement. To promote this system, we co-work with many industry partners to sell our system from their sales channel. We also look for some local agent and the distributor to do the installation and the maintenance. Different from the Norwegian and the Japanese system, our system is designed for the APEC farming area under various weather conditions. We also support 8 high-value fish species with higher hardware and software spec, high AI accuracy in a reasonable price. This system can affect 70% of APEC farming production. The global market is more than $700 million US. Right now, we have agents in 7 countries in dialogue. Next, we will go to APEC and apply our technology to shrimp and crab. Hyson Tech is an award-winning team, including the champion of MediaTek innovation competition from 360 teams and the most invisible startup from E-Time Asia, and the 2 APITA Award from 50 countries, more than 250 teams. With Hyson Tech, we make aquaculture easier. Okay, please visit our AI Pavilion. I still have time. Let me quickly introduce our team. Our team is from MediaTek, Gigabyte, and Qualcomm. In average, we have more than 10 years industry experience. We focus on aquaculture, agriculture, AIoT automation, AOI detection, image processing, and AI SaaS service. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Let's see if our judges have any comments or any feedbacks. Okay, let's take one from Ron. Ron, please.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about the competition? It seems there are a lot of companies doing different things, and what makes you stand out from the competition?
Okay, thank you, Ron. Michelle, please.
Yes, can you quantify the benefit of the fish farmers that your system is going to bring, and what's the, if you compare the amount of investment required for your system and the benefit that you can bring them, what's the return on investment?
All right, and Elliot, please.
Hey, sorry, to face.
No volume again.
One time I'm going to get it right. Sorry. I was going to ask a similar question about ROI and then how your customers can justify the purchase. Like, how do they measure the value that you're bringing? And then the second question that I had was, you mentioned that one of your key differentiators right now is that you're focused on certain geographic areas, and you've really optimized your algorithms for certain areas of fish farms. But when you're looking at additional opportunities beyond that at some point in time, how are you thinking about expansion into like other geographic markets around the world?
Okay.
Okay. I see one from Pinaki too. Pinaki, please.
I have a question. Do you have any expansion plan apart from, detecting fishes and their health? Do you have any other plan to expand your technology towards, for example, horticulture or something else?
Yeah.
This is my question.
Okay.
Okay, please address these questions from these 4 judges.
Okay, many questions. Okay.
Please.
Maybe I can answer this question first. Actually, we apply this is our business plan. Actually, we applied our technology to smart factory. And for example, the defrag on CCTV and color restoration on the panel AOI detection. And also, we expand our business model from the production to shipping. Because we have good fish, so we want to get a good price. So we integrate the production and the shipping. We also, different to other countries' system, our system can detect the fish disease. This is the very different. Also, the shrimp and the crab, many shrimp and the crab customers ask for our system because they have the same issue like the fish. Okay. And for the returns, let me give you some example. In this customer, we identify the fish sickness by analysis the bioinformation. At the first 3 weeks, the fish length is still grow, but our AI detect the weight. Weight is lost. Fish become longer, but the weight is lost. So we analyze this fish get sick. Then we save our customers money to save this pound of fish. This is one example. The other example is we help our customer to prove the new feed formula. Far better fish system is like a ruler. They can verify the effect of how you grow your fish. So we help our customer to prove the new feed formula can increase 22% weight in 3 weeks. Let's make more money. And we also verify 20% is in shipping range. 20% of fish can be shipping. This is another example. This grouper, we help our customer to verify how to shipping their fish. For example, it's live fish shipping and it's fish fillet shipping. It's different weight. So originally they use manual check to do this. And we help our customer to automate their labor cost. Okay. Oh, this is clownfish. Okay, this is another example. We increase 30% of the production. This one save our customer money and make them make more money. Okay. And any question I lost?
Maybe the competitors?
Oh, okay, competitor. Okay. The competitor is different weather because they are the temperate zone, and they didn't have typhoon. We have typhoon, and our water is much dirty than that. So
yeah,
we can.
I think we are running out of time.
Oh,
Thank you.
Sorry. Okay,
thank
please visit our pavilion. We can explain more detail. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your sharing Hyson technology. Thank you. Right up, I would like to welcome MegAAOI, another startup from Taiwan, specializes in AI and big data, focusing on AOI applications and solutions. Welcome. Okay, you can begin whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon. My name is Bill Wang. I'm the founder of MegAAOI. Today is my privilege to announce a new era of AOI industry, which is AOI AI model warehouse. Before that we get into that, MegAAOI is a startup company founded in 2019, and our core competence is to embody AI and IoT technology for AOI to improve the inspection performance and to challenge new application and the business model. And the market we are approach, the global market size of AOI is valued at $1.6 billion USD by 2025 with a 16% market growth. However, the customer requirement for AOI is yet to be fulfilled. And why now is the time MegAAOI can make change to fulfill that gap? It's because we already proved together with the AI and the IoT technology, it can improve the inspection accuracy exponentially, which definitely will lead to the replacement of current rule-based AOI machine and to open new opportunity for new application. And we're also pleased to see a new business model is coming, and we are ready cut in from curve. And the key personnel of MegAAOI, including myself and Jian Huang, my technical partner, we are all industry veterans, possess the vast experience in related domain of expertise. Our value proposition, including that we have patented the AI training and the inference mechanism, and also have an innovative training technique, we can get the better accuracy by less training data. And we also implement fully IoT connected AOI machine by leveraging Microsoft Azure cloud services. We are not just a software company, we also develop the AOI Percurian light scanner to capture the image of those very tricky defects. And we also work with our AI edge computer vendor to fine-tune their product to better fit into our requirement. And our credential, including we have invented the patent that can support our AI-enabled AOI solution. And we have experience in many manufacturing verticals. The first project we have done is to top-notch Taiwan IC packaging company for their COF, chip-on-film product. In that project, we have successfully lowered the overkill rate of their existing rule-based AOI machine from 5% to 1%, which lead to 2/3 of the labor saving. And the second one, we provide the AI-enabled automatic defect recognition solution for a tire company for their tire bubble inspection. For that project, we work very closely with our customer, and we have accomplished the record low AOI misjudge rate ever in AOI industry, which is 1.486% for the overkill and the underkill combined. And the first AOI machine we have developed is for the hexahedral parts, including transformer, the mechanical part of smartphone, and SMT components. And last year, we are subsidized by SBIR office to develop a world-first full AI-enabled AOI machine for the printing matter. Thanks to the very low overkill rate, right now, customer decide no longer need to perform the human verification for those NG items. We already accomplished fully automatic inspection process, no man in the loop, ever. And we also find the AI AOI solution is can support the low volume, high variety aspect that exists in almost all the traditional industry. And this year we'll continue for the new AOI challenge for the spring probe of IC test circuit. And for service, we also last year launched our first AOI SaaS service in Microsoft Azure Marketplace. And we will start from this year, develop more product to support our future service model. Okay, let's envision. Okay, we enter into a warehouse that full of highly accurate and validated AI model for different manufacturing verticals. And the customer can come in and shop around. Once they identify a suitable model, okay, they can just bring it back.
Running out of time.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you. And let's see what our judges have for you. Start from Michelle, I think.
Yes.
You can go ahead first.
Well, actually, AOI is kind of a very competitive field with hundreds of vendors around the world, and many of them are also using AI. So, what differentiates yourself against the competitor? And then the second question will be, in the AOI market, typically it's going to be a small volume, high variety market. So, how do you address the diversified need in an efficient way?
Okay, and Elliot, please. Your
I think I got it this time.
Yeah, you got it.
So similar to the second question that was just asked, it seems like there's a lot of very interesting use cases for what you're offering. And I was curious about how you're training the model to meet the requirements for all of these use cases. And then there's probably even more use cases that you're thinking of. So similar question, how are you thinking about scaling this warehouse? Are you going to do it all yourself? How are you going to handle it?
Yeah.
Okay, another one from Pinaki, please.
Do you have... Hello?
Yes.
Do you have any customer as of today?
Yes.
Number one. Number two, did you see any problem while installing your sensors or your devices? Did you face any problem?
Yes. Yeah, very good question.
Okay, these are the questions for you. You may begin.
Okay, the things that make we are differential from the other vendor is because we are not just a software company. We develop our own sensor. So because a lot of defect is very tricky to capture the image. So that's the reason that we developed this light scanner to cope with those very difficult defects. This is the first one. The second one, we are different because, that we have our patent and all the know-how, like how to do the training. Because most of the AIPLUX vendor right now, they are using AI package, but the package can help you to a certain level. But if you would like to down to the end to get a very high accuracy, and we are using the starting from the choosing of the network, like a CN, deep learning CN network. We're choosing the net based on customer requirement, and then we fine-tune the hyperparameter and all the way down. So that is, I think that we have our patent, we have our know-how, that is all driven by our customer. So customer give us a lot of force to push us to do better. And then I think that another thing make us different is our go-to-market strategy, because we are not doing the entire machine. We work with the automatic machine manufacturing in that particular industry vertical. And then maybe they are not capable to do the AOI. So we provide the eye and the brain. We provide the sensor and the AI to judge the defect. So we encourage them to do AOI because AOI machine value higher than the machine they are currently doing. So these are the three, I think that we make a difference. And for low volume, high variety, last year, the machine we developed, the customer asked us for 10 different kind of product type. And we say, what is impossible? But we find through the AI transfer training, we can train one model and adapt to similar product is much easier than the rule-based one. So that's the reason we can scale up that do the warehouse, And the customer, yes, we have a top-notch the IC packaging company in Taiwan, and the tire company in Taiwan, and the printing very big the printing factory in Taiwan. So these three is our customer. And this is the only 3 projects we have ever done. And we have 100% landing for all the projects we have done so far for AI application. The sensor is very special, because we developed.
Thank you so much. Thank you, MegAAOI, for your wonderful sharing and presentation. All right, let us welcome our next startup of biotech startup, Micronbrane Medical, that enables pathogen detection from whole blood. Come forward onto the stage, and you may begin whenever you're ready.
So I can begin, right? Okay, good. Hi everybody, my name is Igor and I'm presenting today on behalf of Micronbrane Medical. Micronbrane Medical is a young biotech company that is based in Taiwan and provides with the innovative technology that enables clinicians and doctors around the globe to detect pathogens much faster, more accurate, and at much more affordable price. So as you know, there are millions of different pathogens around the globe, both known and unknown yet, that can cause really serious infectious diseases like pneumonia, tuberculosis, sepsis, you name it. So, and in many cases, if diagnostic is not precise or the treatment is late, so in this case, it can lead to much more serious clinical conditions like bacteremia or even sepsis. Sepsis alone affects more than 50 million people around the globe. The bad thing about sepsis is that the mortality rate is really high. It's up to 50%. So 11 million people die around the globe each year. For more than a century, clinicians, doctors, clinical labs rely on the golden standard in clinical microbiology. It's blood culture test that takes up 7 days, and the positivity rate is really, really low. It's 20 to 30%, which means that in 80% of all cases, pathogens remain identified. So recently introduced new technologies like metagenomic sequencing tests are much more precise and accurate, but they can cost thousands of dollars. So what's the problem? How to get to another milestone? So the biggest challenge in clinical microbiology today is host DNA background in a sample that can comprise up to more than 99% of the whole sample. At the same time, the microbial reads can comprise less than 1%. We were thinking and we were searching for the best solution that can crack the problem and resolve this issue, and came up with very easy, very beautiful solution, which is called the WinFilter in my hand here, very small. So it can deplete the host DNA background within only 5 minutes. And at the same time, it can allow to detect a really tiny amount of pathogen in the whole blood or any other body fluids. The core technology is the ZTRNA coating and the membrane that specifically binds to the leukocytes in the whole blood samples and can effectively deplete them from the sample. So the unique point of the WinFilter, the first one is the very unique, very high leukocyte depletion rate, more than 99%, that can be achieved within only 5 minutes. Another unique point is that the pathogens microbial passing efficiency is also very high, more than 99%. Okay, so let's see how it works. Actually, any metagenomic sequencing test consists of several stages. As you can see, sample preparation, library preparation, sequencing analysis of the, sequencing data. So, and actually the sequencing part can be the biggest part of the total cost in a test, up to 80%. So with the WinFilter, we can reduce the total cost of sequencing test more than 75%. Okay, so we were thinking how to build up and go even further with our technology, and we created a full and complete pathogen detection test, which is called PARTISEQ, Pathogen Real-Time Identification by Sequencing, that can complete the whole test within 24 hours. In comparison with any other test on the market presented today, and blood culture test as well, we can see that the PARTISEQ is much faster, more accurate, and much more affordable. About market itself, market of clinical microbiology and diagnostic of infectious diseases is blooming today. So the CGR is actually higher than cancer diagnostic at 23%, and the market is really, really staggering in its size. It's $3.2 billion. Our products, go-to-market strategy. Our products, they actually right now for research use only. So, but we are going to the market with LDT strategy, which is laboratory diagnostic tests. At the same time, we already started clinical studies and clinical testing with 2 major hospitals in Taiwan. And we moved to the United States and the negotiation part with the really outstanding clinics on the market, including Mayo, Emory, Poplin, and Houston Methodist. Our team is there. Our team consists of international talents with a huge background in science and microbiology. So we are scientists, engineers, and innovators from different countries around the globe. You can see down the slide. So if you have any questions about our technology products, you're welcome right now. You can visit our website. Thank you.
Thank you, Igor. And let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, Michelle, you can go ahead first.
How do you plan to position your test along the current clinical standard of care in the process for the diagnosis of sepsis? And specifically, do you plan to position your test ahead of the, for example, the standard CRP test or the procalcitonin test? And the other question is that when do you have plan to develop your asset into an IBD product? And if so, can you elaborate a little bit?
Thank you, Michelle. And other?
Yep, glad to see you that you built in a solution in the infectious.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Yeah. Great to see you that building a solution in this field which can prevent patients from sepsis and so on. I'm curious that, especially in the medical field, it's key to get physicians' adoptions in the evidence base. So can you tell us more about the result of your clinical studies and what's the achievement out of that, so that you can further convince the hospitals and the stakeholders to adopt your solution? Thank you.
Thank you, Other. Let's see what Ron has for you. Ron, please.
love the diagnostic space. How far are you from moving from the research stage to full commercialization? Are you close?
Okay, I think we have one more from other.
Yeah. Also, any paper published already?
I'm sorry?
Paper published.
Okay.
All right, that's all for you, Igor, please.
Okay, so I start with the questions from Michael. Thank you for your questions. Actually, our technology is not PCR-based because PCR is their bias technology with the predefined pathogens. You need to know what pathogens you're looking for, otherwise you cannot find anything. And metagenomic sequencing is unique because it's unbiased, so we can find everything. So we can find all kind of fungi and microbes and bacteria all in one test. So I think that we stand with that thing, and we're going to introduce our technology to the hospitals. Actually, we already introduced, and we're going with the LDT. LDT is a little bit different than IVD. It's a kind of like easier pathway, not that easy, but easier pathway for products to be commercially launched on the market. So we started with that. And right now, also IVD in our I would say in our roadmap, but it's a later stage because right now we are working already on the second generation that can be introduced into clinical microbiology and used in clinical labs. After that, I'll continue with the question from Arthur. So how we persuade or how we convince clinics. Actually, it's very easy because we share with their results, with the clinical samples that we already did in the major hospitals in Taiwan. And there we can see that enrichment is 10 to 1,000 times folds in comparison with the untreated samples. So, and also we share their other studies and testing results about enrichment and about microbial reads, data analysis, which shows that our technology is faster and more precise. At the same time, a really good point about their affordability of the price, because we can decrease 70% of the background. So that means that there is minus 75% of the cost in comparison with any other technologies in the market. So our technology is patent technology. It's global patent. And the last question is from Ron about how we're going to move from research to commercial part. We already actually commercially launched our products, and they are listed on 2 major platforms, VWR and Fisher.com. And we already found distributors. Even we were based just 2 years ago, we already found distributors and we found clinics that have interest to test our products. So right now you can commercially buy them, but use only for researchers only. But in future, through clinical studies and clinical validation, we go to commercially launch them as LDT test. I hope I answer your questions.
One quick question to clarify. Do you plan to replace the original golden standards, or it's just an add-on?
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's a revolution that you are suggesting, but actually, yes. Because, you know, sepsis right now is behind, or I'm sorry, I will finish the question. Because sepsis, the COVID right now is a little bit behind, right? We already over COVID. But there are a lot of clinical labs that bought sequencing platforms. You know, just go to Illumina stats or how much platforms they sold. So it's really staggering. So, and in this case, I think that we gradually go to the next milestone where we use metagenomic sequencing as the primary testing technology instead of blood culture. Because blood culture positivity rate and the turnaround time is really devastating. And you know, in many cases, we also talked with the labs. Patients, they are already ready to pay for such a test because turnaround time is really critical in this area, like ER.
I think we are running out of time.
Yeah, thank you. Okay,
thank you, Igor from Micronbrane. All right, next, also the startup from Taiwan doing exciting sports tech. Let us welcome Swipecool onto the stage. Okay, you may begin.
Today I want to share you the next generation of online dance studio. We make everyone cool and more confident. On this stage, we're looking for business partners to go to Japan market, especially music, entertainment, events, and 5G technology fields. So please feel free to contact us if you have any interest in future fashion market. Did you have an embarrassing experience that you had to dance in front of others? I did, and I believe all of you guys did. Like the company year in the party, your best friend wedding, etc. Remember the awkward or embarrassing dancing movement? No worry, you are not alone. Actually, more than 52% of dance learners have the same problems like you, like me. We're just afraid of embarrassing dancing in front of others. In fact, all we want is how to build up our confidence and keep learning. So we go to online video platforms like YouTube or TikTok to watch and learn. However, it is impossible to learn well because of the traditional video player. So that's the reason why we need Swipe. Hello everyone, my name is Kai Ming, the co-founder of Swipe. Today, I want to show you the next generation of online learning will make everyone cool and more confident. Swipe has 3 advantages, including interactive video player, focus on dance, and studio integration. But what is an interactive video player? As you can see on the slide, it is not just a video on the app. You can use your finger swipe up and down to adjust transparency and get the real-time feedback. Or AirPlay to the large monitor, you can invite the popular dancer to your home and dance with you. We also implement AI recognition technology to tell you what's the differences between your movement and teachers. That's the huge milestone to gamification. Just like your best dancing partners at anywhere, anytime. Second, you should not ignore the importance of content. Right now, we have more than 100 world-class dancers on this app, across hip-hop, K-pop, or even TikTok styles. This year, we will invite a Japanese legendary dancer to the app and go to Japan market. Last but not least, Swipe successfully integrated the largest offline dance studio in Taiwan called HRC Dance Studio, which has more than 40,000 paid customers already. We create online to offline dancing learning experience come true. Our business model is subscription model. 3 videos for free, and you have to pay $350 per month for advanced content and features. And also, in order to optimize the conversion rate, we improve our marketing funnel to multiple revenue sources, including sponsorship, one course, and even subscription model, and how we can get it. We created high-quality content to bring the traffic in and user to the app. When users build up their confidence, we encourage them to go to the offline dance studio to experience more. Content, user, and studio will become the flywheel effect to make faster user growth. But if you look at the bigger picture, it's not about that. It's all about the IP, fans economies, and events, which is a 60 billion NT dollars market in Asia. And also, so far, we have more than 2,000 organic shares on social media every single month. But why we can do that? Our co-founders came from different backgrounds, including 17 Live and HRC Dance Studio. I want to introduce Bojin for you especially, because he is not only the co-founder of Swipe and HRC Dance Studio. He's a 2024 Paris Olympics breaking consultant. He's a legendary dancer all over the world, lots of connections and resources. And we got a good opportunity to invite world-class dancers from Japan, Europe, and the US. We also got a lot of shout-outs from technology influencers, including YouTube founder Steve Chen, Professor Ye Bin Chen, or even IOC, International Olympic Committee, support Swipe. We're Swipe. We create a whole new online learning experience. And on this stage, we're looking for business partners to go to Japan market, especially music, entertainment, event, and 5G technology field. So please feel free to contact us if you have any interest in investing in future and fashion. We're Swipe, and let's swipe to be cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Kai Ming. Thank you so much. And let's see what Michelle have to offer.
Sure, very impressive.
Thanks.
Can you talk a little bit about your current traction and why Japan as your next market?
Sure.
Okay, let's take another one from Elliot. Elliot, please.
In addition to the current traction, I'm curious about the customer acquisition costs, and then what your user retention looks like today.
Got it.
Okay, I think that's all for you.
Thanks. The first one is about the traction and why we choose Japan as our first foreign market. I want to explain why Japan first, because compared to other content, music, dancing is quite different from them because they are not limited by their culture, language, or even races. So for example, if I want to aim to the whole Asia market, if for example, I want to go to Southeast Asia, I don't go to Southeast Asia to find the popular dancers. No, exactly not, because whole Asia user were looking to the Japan and even the Korean dancers. But why we choose Japan rather Korea is because we have high connections and relationships with one of the most popular offline dance studio in Japan. So if you talk about the localization, you should take care about the content side and marketing side. So we think about the marketing side, so we choose Japan. That's the first thing. And about our traction is we launched our iOS and Android app since March last year. So far, we got more than 50,000 MAU already, and our paid conversion rate is about 5%. So if you would look at this, if you look at this marketing funnel, I want to explain more. If you look at this marketing funnel, so in the traditional side, we want to think about, hey, how to convert our users from awareness to maybe to active, maybe retention and revenue. So we want to change another thinking. For example, if we can earn any revenue from every single layers, what could be happened? So for example, if you look at the subscription models, the paid conversion rate could be 5% or 7%. That could be good enough. But I don't think that is our selling. So we want to choose maybe you pay for one course, or maybe you pay for one package for a lower price. That could be raise our conversion rate, paid conversion rate, from 5 to 7% to 20 to 30%. Also, if you look at the events, that could be a marketing expense. No, we don't choose the cost ourselves. We choose to find some sponsorship, and we can earn 30% gross margin from that. So that's another traction I want to teach. I want to learn you from users number and our paid conversion rate. And the third is about the cost, what cost we gain paid customers. Actually, from right now, we got maybe lower than 300 NT dollars. So from now, especially not only from the digital marketing, but also from the events. When you ask me where we can find the right audience, that could be from events, competition, and this campaign.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kai-Ming, for your sharing and exciting presentation on Swipecool. Thank you once again. All right, time really flies. We will soon be having our last shortlist of finalists for the day. Let us welcome TeamRed Labs, a startup based in Taiwan focusing on security and cybersecurity. Welcome.
Test, mic test. Hello?
Try again. Yes,
Hello?
we can hear you.
Okay.
You may begin when you are ready.
All right. Oops. Hello, everyone. My name is Miko, and I'm a co-founder here at TeamRed. And we build data-driven accessible security and threat intelligence. So I just show my appreciation that I'm here to kind of show awareness about security as well. So we all know that cybersecurity is actually quite hard, but it doesn't have to be. And that over the last decade, we've seen a massive explosion in the number of IoT devices and mobile devices coming online, most of which are unsecured, with vulnerabilities leading to breaches, larger botnets, causing great financial losses for businesses and individuals alike. With the evolution of technology, we've seen more threat actors and thus more threats. They can be sophisticated, indiscriminate, and quite organized these days. Because of COVID-19, we've also seen a strong push towards remote work, which is a pain for many sysads and blue teams out there. Current security solutions can be expensive, difficult to manage, and also hard to maintain, some even requiring very specific certifications or hires. But breaches and ransomware can be even more expensive for your business. Global cybersecurity risk will only continue to rise, of which spending will also have to rise in order to keep pace. Unfortunately, APAC is quite behind the rest of the world. Our goal is 1% of that market. Our solution is to provide a device that's easy to deploy and use for businesses and individuals to harden their network security. And we can do this through cloud automation and binaries, while also offering cost-effective solutions and also creating a real-time threat evaluation network that feeds back to update our users and does keep them secure. Again, our services that we provide is a cost-effective, user-friendly endpoint smart firewall that can help harden their security and really provide them with actionable data analytics at a glance. We can also help sysads securely and effectively manage their remote networks much more easily. Also, in the next couple of months, we're launching our Pangolin VPN nodes platform, allowing each Pangolin device to essentially become a VPN server. So what are the benefits of having your own VPN server? Well, it's security and privacy. And we take this a step further. We built technology where we hide your VPN gateway IP. So if you're outside accessing your VPN, you're essentially hidden. We also help businesses securely and easily scale up their remote work capacities. We also solve two key issues with traditional VPN servers, which is deployment complexity and its slow speed. We did the legwork so you don't have to. Simply enable the VPN server and you're good to go. With a slow speed, we have a new VPN protocol that is faster and more secure. Our first stages is in hardware sales, which is made right here in Taiwan. And our target is the B2B market, which is really the ISPs, distributors, and integrators. Moving forward, we also have working for software licensing and subscription services, as well as our threat platform. So here's a quick look at our achievements so far. We were also successfully funded on Kickstarter and Flying V, and we received a level 2 cybersecurity label from the government of Singapore's cybersecurity agency, which means that we're pretty much a secure device and could be used in security settings. The Pangolin platform was built with modularity in mind because we wanted to curtail to the different security needs of different businesses as well. But our value proposition remains to be the same. We want to save them time and money and really lower stress levels of security, because security can be quite stressful, trust me. Our GTM strategy is as follows, which we have really discussed internally in great length. Currently, we are the easiest firewall to deploy on the market. It takes about anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes to go from 0 to secure, even with almost no technical knowledge required. We're also one of the most affordable and accessible devices out today. So our current goals is to finish launching our VPN platform while also working on our software offerings and expanding our sales team currently. Our future vision is really to create a robust threat intelligence platform while also giving businesses a secure VPN access to help them really minimize their attack surface, helping them mitigate the threats and damages that threat actors might pose. So thank you, and I'll be taking your questions now.
All right, thank you. And let's take a question from Pinaki, please.
I have two questions. Sure. Number one, what are you securing? Are you securing network? Are you securing data? Or what? Second question, how different you're offering than the existing open source, such as Snort or Swan?
Thank you, Pinaki. Okay, let's see what our online judges would like to ask. Let's have one from Ron first.
Great. On the home market, there are a lot of affordable products that are out there. Some of the service providers even provide it for free, even some of the mesh systems that are out. What makes you stand out from those products? And when you say affordable for a home system, what would it cost?
Thank you, Ron. And Elliot, please.
Yeah, I was curious about the strategy around, it sounded like you were creating your own VPN service, and curious about the thinking for that versus something like a zero trust network access strategy.
Thank you, Elliot. And then one from other.
Just curious about what's actually your current status and the stage of your product and service. Yeah, please tell us more about that.
All right, I think those are the queries for you. You may begin.
Okay, so I'll start with the current status since that was the last one I heard. We've already deployed. We're already selling our products, and we're currently working with a local ISP as well. We bundle their products within their subscriptions. We're also in current negotiations with Singtel in Singapore to bundle our product with their subscription services. Hope that answered your question. And then VPN service versus zero trust. Well, with security, you always want to create layering. There's no one foolproof way, and if somebody was intent on getting your data, they will get your data. There's no way to really 100% safeguard it. So our belief at TeamRed is really creating layers and hardening your security. And being able to create VPNs for your companies and your businesses with your own servers really minimizes the attack surface. And if you add that with zero trust, you give pretty much the bad guys a much harder time to getting what they want. I hope that answers that question. Differentiation with our product and the other products out in the market today. Well, there really isn't anybody out there that does a VPN server quite like us. We took security and privacy, and we really wanted to create a way to make it super private, right? Hiding your IP address, for example, which most VPN servers traditionally just don't do. Your IP address is pretty much exposed. You log into a public Wi-Fi, your gateway IP is up there. We actually hide it because we create a really P2P tunnel when you create that VPN connection. Another thing is, with the firewalling side, we do a little bit of behavioral analysis. And so, for example, you have a security camera, and if you saw we have a bandwidth graph, you can actually see that usually a camera would just be a stable line. If you see a spike right on the app or on the UI, you can quickly block that device on the internet, making your response team's response much faster than normal. And also one important thing is we block all ports. So that in one way is kind of like a zero trust. And yeah, like Snort, yeah, Snort does a different thing. When you use Snort, you're actually looking for vulnerabilities, but we also have a vulnerability scanner. So yeah, so we kind of do the same thing there, but we have other stuff as well. And then what's securing network? Yeah, we do. Our main focus is securing networks. I mean, our teams, where we're good at is network security after all, because we're security, we do offensive security mostly, and that's why we built this product, because we're really frustrated with how people are viewing security on the market. When you look at it, a lot of businesses don't listen to us until something happens and they go, I need your help.
Okay, thank you, TeamRed Labs. Thank you once again for this exciting presentation. Please return to your seats. One exciting pitch and presentation for our top 10 finalists once again, and we'd like to thank all our judges for your time and your patience. And now we're going to proceed with the judge panel discussion, and then the winner will be announced right after at our grand awards ceremony. Let's take a short break now, and do make sure to return right here at 4 p.m. sharp to find out who the winner with us. See you in 10 minutes. And the judges